I think the main thing in dealing with this is anybody in the elites going to have to face justice. I mean, we're saying that an injustice happened, and it did. The everyday person that participated in this should definitely have to bear some responsibility for their behaviors, but also those among the elites. I mean, a coup took place. They tried to just totally dismantle democracy. So are any of the people with the fancy titles going to be brought to justice?
You're talking about the president.
The president of the United States and anybody else in his cabinet or around him that had any knowledge of this should be held accountable.
Well, on that note, Alyssa, if I may, one of the questions that we've been asking since these hearings started is whether or not the committee can prove intent, whether the president intentionally tried to overturn the election knowing that he actually lost. He told you in November of 2020 that he lost when you were working in the White House.
He admitted, he blurted out watching Joe Biden on TV, "Can you believe I lost to this guy?" And he actually admitted in a press conference when he was speaking to the about coronavirus in the press briefing room, he actually slipped and kind of admitted that Joe Biden won. I think intent is going to be hard. I'm not of the mind that this is going to take down Donald Trump in a legal sort of way, but I do think it's going to inform the public about a man who lost and couldn't do what we've done for the entirety of our history, which is, allow a peaceful transition of power and allow who the voters elected to step into office.
Hey, Dana, two things that are really are striking to me. One, the last couple of weeks, his circle of advisors shrunk dramatically. Barr, Ivanka, Jared, others were gone. So the people that he was getting advice from, they just weren't giving him good advice, number one. And I was shocked, and the Vice President Pence and I were very, very close. When I was an ambassador in New Zealand, he was my go-to guy. I worked exclusively with him all the time. I have a tremendous amount of respect. The fact that people were 40 feet from him and potentially were going to hurt or kill him, that's what shocked me the most out of everything that I've learned out of these hearings.
I want to turn back to the economy. And Nina, the president, Joe Biden, did an interview last week with the AP, and on the question of a recession, here's what he said. First of all, it's not inevitable. Secondly, we're in a stronger position than any nation in the world to overcome this inflation. You live in the real world in the Midwest.
I mean, we may be in a stronger position than any other country in the world, but the people in this nation right now are hurting. The confluence of the pandemic, the confluence of this inflation, and quite frankly, the cavalier attitude that many in the elites have about the suffering of everyday people in hoods all around this country, whether they're rural hoods, urban hoods, or suburban hoods. This is real. I mean, look, the gas prices in California, for example, are higher than the federal minimum wage. In my state of Ohio, gas prices are over $5 a gallon and don't need premium, because if you need premium, even in Ohio, you're paying almost $6. There are things that can be done. I was talking to stratification economist Dr. Derek Hamilton, who was saying that we understand that inflation at some points will happen. But what will we do as a nation to drive down the level of pain that people are feeling in this country when they can't afford their food, they can't afford gas? You got to go to work, but you can't afford the gas. There are things that can be done. The Fed can actually be a lender too. The Fed can jump in here. They can do more than just increase rates. They can actually jump in here and do something. So more has to be done.
And she's doing, actually, I agree with everything you just said. My daughter is expecting the whole baby formula thing. They knew or should have known. It's the whole supply chain issue. The Fed raising interest rates, inflation. Stop spending. Thank God for Joe Manchin. But not for him, we would have been in a worse situation.
We're not going to thank God for
Yeah, we are. Because
this is not about
listen,
spending.
when I was there, respectfully, when I was there, it was $9 trillion national debt. We're at $30 trillion. You can't keep spending and spending and spending and expect
we have 20 seconds left. Audio, I want to get you back in.
Excellent messenger right here. I don't know if Biden needs a Matthew McConaughey type to come out and start talking about the economy. Remember, he was Obama's number 2. Obama was the messaging person there. So I think this is going to be complicated to find something that the party can coalesce around and talk
Everybody, thank you so much. Appreciate you coming in.